Alright, today's video is about 2006 Harley Davidson, the Electra Glide Ultra Classic. Today's project is removing the rear fender, and
I'm trying to fix it.
It has a big dent here. We're gonna try to fix it. If it worked, it's fine. If it didn't, we're just gonna replace it, but let's try to fix it. It's a typical removal of a rear fender, except with this one, it has a hole here for a bolt. It goes right in there. It's a little bit dark. It was pin in the butt to remove it. So if we're gonna install the same one, to install it, I'm gonna actually remove the rear wheel. And if we have to do that, we will show you how. But in the meantime, let's try to hammer that and just do a lot of hammering and try to adjust it. Hopefully it will straight up. Then we're just gonna put some prime and paint it. So bear with us. All right, so far that's what we got with this fender. Trying to fix it. It was including a lot of hammering, but I'm satisfied of what became. Now what we have to do, using the sander, we're gonna start with 80 grit. Just sand the metal with the old paint, try to make a transition, so when you apply the bondo, it will fill up this and it will have some porous surface to catch on. Then we'll let it dry, sand it again. Maybe we're gonna need another coat of bondo. We also noticed there is a rusty piece right here, so we're gonna sand it really good, maybe take some paint out just to get in a safe area. Again, get a safe margin here as well. Yeah, I know it's a lot of work for a fender, which is we can get it used, I mean eBay or marketplace, but it's fun. I know this part of the fender is completely hidden underneath the seat, but you know what, we started, so why not? We don't have a lot of experience with body work. I mean, hammering and put stuff straight and paint. So why not? It's just a cheap piece. If we messed it up, we'll change it, but we'll learn. And we will explain every step we're doing, so you guys can learn with us. I know there's a lot of videos out there. They can tell you step by step, and believe me, I did follow some of those videos step by step, but because I have no experience like they do, when they do it, it looks like piece of cake, but when you start doing it yourself, it's completely different story. So what the heck, let's try and learn together.
Okay guys, we got the whole area prepped. We send it to the middle where we're gonna apply our bondo. I know it's a huge area, but we got ready sanded. There was another dent here. We also sanded it, one here and one there. So we're gonna apply bondo here as well. For the inside, we're not gonna do bondo or body filler. I got it sanded where we hammered it, and we're gonna mainly kind of protect it from rusting. So we got the spray, filler and prime in the same time. We're not worried about like being smooth and nice on the inside. We mainly want to protect it from the rust. So we're just gonna start for the inside, wax and grease remove, and then let it dry, then apply this, then put the paint over it. There was also some paint chip here in that area here, and some rust too. We sanded as well, so we're gonna do that here as well. Other than this, we're gonna, after we finish the inside, we're gonna start applying the Bondo here, and then sand it down, put our prime. Here there was some rust as well, so I don't think so. We're gonna do Bondo here. We're gonna use the same can here for that edge, then sand it after we apply prime here in that area, sand everything, then paint the whole we'll see if we're gonna paint the whole fender or just these areas. Again, most of the fender is usually hidden underneath the seat and saddlebag. The only spot that will be shown is just the back part, which is the paint is in a good shape, so I don't think so we're gonna paint the whole thing. We're just gonna paint that area. Again, make it as much as we can, like nice and smooth. That's our first body work job, so we kind of learning here, even if it's hidden, but we would like to see how we're gonna do with the body work. So let's do the inner part first. So we did the wax and grease removing. I've been shaking that, we say about a minute. Maybe I've been shaking hard for more than a minute. Now we're gonna start. I put these just cardboard here to protect my garage floor, mainly from the spraying. So we also covered these harnesses, so we don't want to spray anything inside. So let's start. You don't want to be running, so you don't like apply a lot. Just again a little bit spraying back and forth with try to cover as much as we can from the first spray. We'll give it some time to dry. They say about at least 10 minutes before you apply the second coat. I'm gonna give it some more time, then we'll do a second coat. And before we paint, they say about at least 2 to 4 hours, but we're not actually painting today. We're gonna paint, I'm not sure if we're gonna really use the same paint here on the outside, inside. We might use something like a rust inhibitor, because mainly we don't need any rust inside. That's why we sand it, and that's why we're gonna put prime, and that's why we're gonna put some paint inside. Okay guys, now we have the prime been set. Now we're gonna go ahead with a 600 grit and sand it. You can do a wet sanding, I think, or just regular. It's gonna be hard to use my block here, so I'm just gonna use my hand, and we'll keep sanding all the prime and get ready to spray the rust paint over it, and then we'll be done with the inside, then move to the outside and apply the prime, apply the Bondo. You're gonna extend a little bit beyond your prime, so if any spray come around, like away from the primer, or your surrounding your primer, so the paint will stick to it, even if it's an old paint, so that's fine. So again, we're just gonna clean it, wax and grease remove it, and then start spray our paint. Now we have our paint ready. We've been shaking it for about a minute or so, and now we're gonna start to apply our first coat, and most probably we'll do 2 coats. So we'll start with the first one, let it dry for a few minutes, maybe 10 minutes, and then we'll apply the second one. Okay, now we're gonna apply our second coat. We're got a good coverage for most of the primes. There's some areas here, but again, that's fine. Second coat should cover everything. I think I covered all the prime area, and that should be good. Now we're gonna let it sit for a couple hours before we start working on the out part. So make sure that here is very set and hard, so even if we touch it with our hands, it's not gonna like peel off or come off or anything. Now we're ready to start on the outer. We have this spot, the big spot, we have a small spot here, and we have another small dent here that all sanded to 80 grit. And now we have our Bondo or body filler. Make sure to mix it. Also make sure you mix your hardener inside, so you get very well mixed, because any resin inside might need to be remixed. So that's our first time, so we're gonna mix some and hope we're gonna be able to apply in 3-4 minutes windows to cover that big area. If not, we're gonna mix some more and apply a second layer. Then we'll sand down. So let's get started. Hey guys, so it's our first time. The first mix got hardened on me, so I have to mix some more so I can fill the side. It looks absolutely terrible. We'll see when we sand it what it's gonna look like. We'll see. I don't feel good about it. Maybe that area looks good in here and there, but when I start to apply here, it didn't lay down good. So we'll see how it goes when we sand it down. So I think we're gonna give it about, what, 20-30 minutes till it completely set. Then we'll go ahead and start sanding. Maybe we'll get the big chunks first with the 80 grit. Then after this we'll feather down to 180. And if it looks good, after we sand down and smooth, then we're gonna get ready for prime. But if need more layer, we'll add. If there is a little bit defects, we can we have the glaze body that we can just fill any like holes or any imperfection in the first layer of Bondo. But if it's completely disaster, which is what I'm expecting, then we're gonna sand it down and apply more Bondo. So let's wait until it's set and we'll be back. Hey guys, it's been over an hour. Now we're gonna go ahead and start sanding. I will start with a small one here. I will go with 180. These chunky parts here. We'll try to do 80 first, then go over it with 180 and see what it looks like. So let's get started. Okay guys, we sanded this area as well. Looks good. That's the other first spot we did. Looks good. Everything is flat and nice. Now we have the measure part here. Okay guys, check this out. Got sanded. We actually doesn't have that much as I expected to be very bad here with a lot of defects or air trap. It's actually very nice and laid out well. Everything feels good with my hand, and when I look at it with the light and everything, everything feels nice, smooth and flat. So I think we should be good to our next step, which is prime the whole areas here, where we did all that sanding, covering the metals and everything. Then after this, after we prime it, it will be ready for the final sanding before painting. Okay guys, we added one more coat of Bondo and we sanded down, and now we're ready to put the prime in all these Bondo's areas. Then after this we'll sand everything and get ready for paint. Okay guys, we got the fender primed all the way around and looks good for what we started with. Now we're gonna do a wet sanding with 600 grit. Okay guys, I think it looks good for first timer in general. I think we're gonna, not sure if I'm gonna sand more or not, but I think everything feels smooth underneath my hand. Even looks like here again, that is not a flat, completely flat surface. That's why you're gonna see some areas that filled with primer more than the others. But in general, from the badly damaged, you guys remember the impact mainly was here. Looks pretty nice and smooth, and I'll be ready for paint. Starting with this fender, as we learned how to do some body work. Again, what that was mangled, we were able to straighten as much as we can. We were able to do some Bondo on it and then prime it and get ready for paint. This car here has some damage that will require some body work as well. I hope we're not going to need to replace a lot of pieces here and try to fix as much as possible. That will save us a lot of money. So please stay tuned, and please subscribe to our channel, like the video and give thumb up, and thank you for watching and have a good day.